Every day you make thousands of decisions. What to believe, what to ignore, who to trust, what to buy, who to support. You assume these decisions come from logic. But what if your brain has hidden shortcuts? Shortcuts that quietly decide what you notice, what you remember, and even what you think is true? Here's the strange part. Your brain isn't making these mistakes randomly. It's making them systematically, the same way, in the same order, in almost everyone. So here's the real question. Why would evolution build a brain that makes mistakes at all? Shouldn't millions of years of survival pressure have produced something closer to perfectly rational? The answer is no, because your brain's goal was never to create a perfect copy of reality. Its goal was survival. Your ancestors didn't need to analyze financial markets or news cycles. They needed fast answers to simple questions. Does that sound dangerous? Can I trust this person? Should I run or stay? A brain that decided quickly usually outlived a brain that thought too carefully. So instead of analyzing everything from zero, your brain compresses reality using mental shortcuts called heuristics. See dark clouds and you don't calculate atmospheric variables. You just think rain's coming. Useful until the same shortcut misfires in a different situation. That predictable misfire has a name. Cognitive bias. Picture two systems running in your head. You're driving mind-wandering when a child runs into the road. You don't calculate. Your foot hits the brake before you've consciously decided anything. That's system one. Fast, automatic, running constantly, handling almost every decision you make without asking permission. Now, picture choosing a university or deciding where to invest your savings. That requires system two, slow and analytical. Here's the problem. Thinking deeply is expensive, so your brain avoids it whenever it can. If system one produces an answer, system two often just accepts it without checking. Not because you're lazy or unintelligent, because your brain is built to save energy wherever possible. So here's the idea that changes everything that follows. Cognitive biases are not bugs. They're features. Every one of them once kept someone alive. The problem isn't that your brain is broken. It's that it's still running ancient survival software in a world of smartphones, algorithms, and financial markets it was never built for. Confirmation bias is the clearest example. Two people watch the same debate, hear the same words, and both walk away more convinced their side won. Because we rarely search for truth. We search for evidence that agrees with what we already believe. Anchoring bias works differently. Ask someone if the tallest tree is taller or shorter than 1,000 feet, then ask them to guess its actual height, and their answer drifts toward that number, even though it was arbitrary. Retail stores exploit this constantly, placing expensive items first so everything after feels reasonable. The availability heuristic explains why people fear flying more than driving, even though driving is statistically more dangerous. Plane crashes are memorable. Car accidents are routine, and routine things don't stick. And loss aversion explains why losing $100 hurts more than gaining $100 feels good. A bias that once protected scarce resources and now quietly shapes how you invest, negotiate, and shop. None of this stays in a textbook. Social media reinforces confirmation bias every time an algorithm shows you more of what you already click on, narrowing your view of the world without anyone directly controlling your thoughts. Advertising leans on anchoring, showing the $10,000 watch first so the $2,000 one suddenly feels like a bargain. Politics runs on identity and confirmation bias together, because defending a belief you're attached to feels easier than updating it. Investors hold falling stocks for months because selling would make the loss real. And the halo effect makes you assume a confident, attractive stranger must also be competent, before you have a shred of evidence. The question is no longer whether you have cognitive biases. Everyone does. The real question is which ones are shaping your decisions right now. You'll never eliminate them completely. No one does, not psychologists, not researchers, not you. But you can learn to recognize them, question them, and reduce their pull. That pause, the half second where you notice your own brain working before accepting its first answer, might be one of the most valuable thinking skills you'll ever build.